Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be another Perfume Diaries video where I update you guys on the fragrances that I wore throughout the month of May. I'm also going to update you guys on whether I have any declutters, any updates, everything on the fragrances that I have been wearing this month. So with that said, if you would like to see my tray update, just keep on watching. For this second update, I am gonna say one thing. I got a little carried away and I put way too many perfumes on my tray just because I was so excited about spring and summertime and these juicy and fresh fragrances. So I will say some of them I did not get to wear as much as I wanted to. Let's start off with declutters. Do we have any declutters for the second update of the May perfume tray? And we do not. I don't have any declutters so far. I did declutter the Yara 2s. I sold it on my Mercari, and that's pretty much the only one that I got rid of from this tray. Everything else has been fragrances that I have really been enjoying. There's a lot of old loves for me in this tray. So I am going to start off with a new section added to these perfume diaries, and it is empties. So any fragrances that I have completely gone through. I have not added that to these series because it's very hard for me to finish a perfume bottle. Just with how many fragrances I have, I'm constantly bringing new fragrances in. So to finish a perfume bottle is just pretty difficult. But this fragrance, I did kind of work on it on purpose just because I had another fragrance that I wanted to kind of replace it. And I have been talking a lot about it. That is Glossier You. We are completely done with this fragrance. One of my husband's favorite fragrances on me, but funny enough, it's not my favorite fragrance. I do like it. I love wearing it. I can smell it on myself. It gets compliments. This makes you smell very put together and just really like a pleasant smell. It is like a second skin, musky. It does have a little bit of like a powdery touch to it, and it does have the pink pepper. So if you are not a fan of pink pepper, I feel like in here you can kind of pick it up a good amount. So that's the only reason why it's not my favorite. And a fragrance that reminds me a lot of Glossier You is the Seven Virtues Amber Vanilla. So I am going to start wearing that one, and it will be taking the place of Glossier You. So there's nothing wrong with this fragrance. I just prefer Amber Vanilla, but they are kind of similar and they remind me of each other. I just feel like Amber Vanilla is a little smoother. That's the only thing that makes me choose that one over the Glossier You. So that is the empty for the month. And then now we're going to start off with the fragrances that I wore. So I did wear, let's start off with this one right here because I'm just so in love with it. This is by Ariana Grande and this is Cloud Pink. So this fragrance right here, let me take it out of here so you guys can see the dent that we have going on. I'm so excited. Cloud Pink is getting love. We have a nice dent going on. Why do I get excited with dents? I have no idea, but they make me happy. And it just makes me feel like my perfumes are getting love. And I'm not just like putting a bunch of stuff there and not using it. So I love to see dents. I love dents in my perfumes, and Cloud Pink is a fragrance that I loved from the minute I got it. It did remind me quite a bit of the original Cloud in the beginning when I first got it, but I will say that only happened to me the first time I ever sprayed the fragrance. But then each time that I started wearing it after that, I started noticing that this just has a sweetness and almost like a fruitiness that the original Cloud doesn't have. So they're very similar. If you have the original Cloud and you don't want too much of the same thing in your collection, I wouldn't recommend this. I wouldn't say that you need to have this fragrance. But if you're about to run out of your original Cloud, or if you have never tried them and you're curious about them, to me, Cloud Pink is just beautiful. It's beautiful. Those notes that they added to the opening, which is dragon fruit, they added wild berries, pineapple, which they mentioned somewhere, I don't even remember where, that it is a pink pineapple. And I noticed pink pineapple kind of gives like a cotton candy, very sugary sweetness. So it doesn't necessarily smell like pineapple per se. It's more sweet. And it's creamy, it's sweet. Ariana Grande fragrances are some of my favorite celebrity fragrances. This has some of my all-time favorite notes as well. This has coconut water. There is vanilla orchid, which I've always talked about, that floral being very pleasant to me, to my nose. I really like it. There's also ambrette, which I love ambrette. And one of you guys requested an ambrette video, which I am going to work on Day, I think. So that is in Cloud Pink as well. And then the base has more of the notes that were in the original Cloud, which is praline, musk, amberwood, moss, which adds a little bit of a twist to the fragrance so that it's not just fruity sweet and that's it. It does have a very nice dry down, a nice base. If you are curious about it and you're running out of your old Cloud, definitely give Cloud Pink a try. Ever since I've had this one, I haven't had the urge to bring back Cloud. The other day I went to the store and I saw a sample of Cloud and I went up to it and I sprayed it on myself and it smelled nice. It's always going to smell nice to me, but I was just like, oh, I have Cloud Pink at home. I could do without my Cloud. This is a really loved fragrance in my collection. It was a huge hit for me and I really love it. It's affordable. That is Cloud Pink. I worked with Swiss Arabian on a video and they did send me 2 fragrances. And out of the 2 fragrances that they sent me, one of them was a little bit too strong for me. It was a little too harsh. So that one was more for like, if you're going to like a very big event and you want to smell super beast mode, you want your fragrance to be noticed. I don't remember the name of it right now, but I will put a picture of the bottle on the screen. But this one I fell in love with. And this one is Shagaf Oud Amar. So this one is the one in the red bottle, and this fragrance, I remember the first time I put this on, I put it on for bed, and when I laid down and I just started to get like this beautiful scent bubble around me, it lasted the entire night. So if you're curious but you're scared of oud, just like I am, because I don't really do good with oud and incense and all of those very strong notes, if you're like me, this is the perfect fragrance to kind of step into that and maybe stay there because I just can't do very strong oud. But the way that it's done in here, it's so little, but it does add a very elegant and just luxurious scent to a fruity fragrance. Like, I don't think I have anything in my collection that smells quite like this. I do pick up a lot on all of those fruity notes, and this fragrance has peach, it has melon, there's apple in here, you have rose and amber and vanilla. Everything is so blended just so smoothly. It almost has like a watery touch to it, and maybe I'm getting that because of the melon and because of the types of fruits that are in there. What really impresses me with this one is I woke up the next morning after wearing it and I was doing my skincare, and then my husband was getting ready for work and he smelled me and he says, that perfume that you put on is strong. And I'm like, I didn't put on no perfume. He could still smell the fragrance from the night before as if I just sprayed it on. And I wasn't even smelling it that much on myself anymore. I can still smell it, but it didn't smell super strong. And he really picked it up and said that he could smell it. So I love this. If you are curious about Middle Eastern fragrances and you don't know where to begin, or you've never tried them but you want something that's fruity, easy to wear, really nice for spring and summer, I definitely recommend trying Shagaf Oud Amar. Next up, we have a Michel Germain fragrance, and this is Sugarful Sunshine. So this fragrance is the only Michel Germain fragrance that I have in my collection right now. I have tried others, but this one just, I love it so much. This one is very tropical, refreshing, fruity, but in the base, you have moss, agave, and amber. And that combination right there, this to me is kind of like a sexy pineapple. It's very refreshing, kind of like a pineapple Fanta. That's kind of what it makes me think of, but of course not as sharp or screechy, but it has a little bit of that in there. And I definitely pick up on the lime. So the lime mixes with the pineapple and it just makes it so refreshing and cooling. I wouldn't say I pick up a lot of mango in this one. And then you have coconut water and frangipani. This one is just so beautiful. And this one to me is not super duper long lasting. That's kind of like the only negative thing I have to say about it, but I don't mind reapplying it, and this bottle is huge. I will say this one lasts me like 3-4 hours tops. So the only thing that kind of gets on my nerves with these bottles is that it's starting to chip, because when you spray this bottle, the fragrance gets right here. So the bottle just starts getting, I don't know if you can see it. It just starts getting a little ugly, like around the nozzle. That's the only thing. And it kind of starts, see on my fingers, it's kind of like chipping off. That's the only thing that's a little annoying about the packaging of these, but the fragrance is really nice. Next up, we have Giorgio Armani Ocean di Gioia, one of my favorite fragrances. I've already gone through a bottle of this and I brought it to my collection recently again just because I love this fragrance so much. This smells like a fruity shampoo, really nice hair products, a super realistic pear. The pear that I get in this fragrance is probably the most real pear I have ever smelled, because a lot of the times in fragrances when they say pear, I wouldn't say it's a synthetic pear, but it smells a little bit more candy like. The pear in here, I can even smell like the flesh of the pear. Yes, this is, if you like the smell of a legit pear, you should check this fragrance out. But then that pear's mixed with the ocean breeze, with the ocean and the water, the waves. Like, I can picture all of that with this. This is one of the most refreshing and beautiful fragrances that you can wear during summertime. It's so beautiful. It's fresh. For sure that it's fresh. It's juicy. It's fruity. And it's not fruity as in like berries or anything like that. It's fruity with that pear. It's very, very unique because, like I said, the pear smells just like a real pear. You sliced up a pear and you're smelling it. That's the pear that I get in here. And not many fragrances have that real pear scent to them. This is so good. I recommend this so much, and I did wear it a little bit. It actually already has a little bit of a dent, so I see myself finishing up another bottle of this in no time. One of my favorites for hot weather. This next one, you guys, I really like this. The performance is amazing. I just don't know if to check out the real one. This is a inspiration fragrance. This is from Dossier. This video is not sponsored, but I have been working with them recently, and I told you guys I was going to put some of their fragrances on my tray to wear it and update you guys. So the one that I reached for quite a few times is Citrus Neroli. And this fragrance is inspired by Tom Ford Neroli Portofino. So I recently went to Sephora and I was just shopping around and I saw the Neroli Portofino bottle on the display. So I decided to put some on, not really thinking much about it. I just sprayed it on. And when I got in the car, my husband and my girls were telling me that it smelled really nice. It smelled good. So then I started to really like it. But that fragrance is, I think, like more than $200. So then Dossier sent me Citrus Neroli, and I love this. I am going to compare this to something not too many people know about. I feel like it's more of like a Puerto Rican thing, but there is like this baby cologne that's called Nenuco, and it smells. This is kind of like the grown-up version of that, and that's what I used to wear ever since I was a little girl. So my mom has pictures of me putting perfume on. I've always lived for the glam, the makeup. I used to sneak into my mom's room. I used to take lipsticks, or when I used to go to my aunt's house, she would have like makeup waiting for me that she didn't want anymore. I've just always loved that. So Nenuco is like a big part of like my scent memories. It is this cologne. It used to come in a really cute glass bottle, and they've kind of made it look cheaper, and they put it in like a plastic one. That smell, especially on a baby, it's magical. I need to get myself another bottle because I used to put that a lot on my girls. They smell amazing. It smells so good. And all of like my childhood, it was just a smell that just made me happy. So having this be kind of like the grown-up version of that, it just smells really comforting to me. It's not going to be comforting to everyone. To other people, this might just be like a fresh. Definitely there's neroli in there. It's refreshing and like an everyday, almost, I wouldn't say sporty, but it does give me a very casual, like laid back type of vibe. Walking around somewhere in like outside by the beach, the sun is shining, this will just smell very refreshing, but very like dainty and beautiful at the same time. This lasted me a very long time, and I was able to smell it on myself for a few hours. It was like projecting and performing really nicely. Next up, we have Pacifica Passion Fruit. This is one of the ones that I didn't really get to wear, so I think I am going to put this one in my next perfume tray because I think I only wore it once. But this is so, again, beautiful. This is like a flirty summer, beachy, you're on vacation. You have like a really cute short coral colored dress on. Your tan is just beautiful. You're feeling flirty and very bright and girly and fun, and it's just a really, really nice fragrance. So this one, I think I'm gonna update you guys better next month. I am going to recycle this one and put it again on my tray for June because I didn't really get to play with it as much as I wanted to, but it is a love and I definitely recommend it. Next up, we have the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Fragrance. I love the bottle. It's so cute. It comes in like this frosted glass. Really nice. So Huda Beauty, if you don't know about them, which I'm sure most of you do, it is a makeup brand and they have the best setting powder. It's a loose powder and the powder has a specific scent to it. Now, some people were complaining that they are sensitive to the fragrance in the powder, so they decided to do a really amazing marketing campaign for a non-scented powder. But then they wanted to make it even more fun and they wanted to take that scent out of the powder and put it into a bottle and turn it into a perfume. So I feel like this was more of a fun release and it kind of turned out to be a fragrance that I would like for them to bring permanently. This is beautiful. This is so beautiful. I actually like the scent of the perfume better than the powder. So when I heard that they were going to release this fragrance, I thought, I'm probably not going to be a fan just because I'm not really a huge fan of the smell of the powder. It's not bad at all, but it's just not a fragrance that I thought I wanted in a perfume. Once they turn this into a perfume, I feel like this is 3 million times more beautiful than the powder scent itself. So this has really beautiful notes. This has pear. The funny thing is that this has gardenia and jasmine, which are not my favorite florals, but they are in the opening. So I feel like that really helps for them to calm down as the fragrance dries down. Then there is tuberose, the ylang ylang, orchid, heliotrope. You have sugar, dreamwood, coconut, moss, which I really noticed. Moss is another note that I really like, and it's in a lot of my perfumes. There's vanilla, there's amber, there's really beautiful notes in here. It's so beautiful. It lasts a very long time on me. It performs great. The powderiness that this has, it's not extreme, which I like. They didn't go overboard with the powder, but it does help to make those notes smoother. They're not screechy, they're not sharp. It's very feminine and beautiful. Floral, I get a little bit of the amber, but it's not too much. And the sugar in the base, you can really feel that. Because the longer you do have this on your skin, I feel like the sweetness starts coming through along with those they're very like summery notes. So to me, this fragrance is super beautiful and I definitely wish that they would bring this back and make it permanent. Next up, we have the only alien fragrance that I love. This is Alien Goddess. This fragrance does have a pretty good dent. You can see it better there. I do have the small 1 ounce bottle because I do prefer smaller bottles just because of all of the fragrances that I have. I feel like getting a 3 ounce bottle of a fragrance, I have to really like it. It has to be like a favorite, or sometimes I just get it because it's the only option available. But if I have the 1 ounce option, I will definitely go with that. I feel like it's the perfect amount for me to be able to go through it. It is so creamy and it definitely has to me a smell that makes me think of like sand. It makes me think of the sun and the beach. The coconut is there. The vanilla is definitely there. So it's like a vanilla and coconut fragrance, which I really love that combination of notes. And this has coconut water. There is heliotrope, which makes it a little bit powdery. It's so good. I know that this has nothing to do with the regular Alien. It smells nothing like the regular Alien. So a lot of people were disappointed in this fragrance, but I really like it. I don't know. I like it. It has like this warmth, creaminess, and smooth coconut and vanilla scent to it. And it's just one that I can reach for and literally just put it on. And I know that I'm going to like it every single time. The performance of it, I will say, is moderate. I wouldn't say that this is super duper long lasting, but it does last and I can smell it on myself. So I would definitely say moderate longevity and performance. And it just smells very creamy and coconutty and beachy, and like you have like a beautiful tan, which I love those types of fragrances. So that is Alien Goddess. Next up, we have M. Micallef, and this is Ylang in Gold, which I absolutely adore this bottle. It's so beautiful. It has the name of the fragrance on the side, and this was sent to me by Mika. And this fragrance is honestly, if you think that Alien Goddess is a little too like basic and you want something that has a little bit more to it, I think this fragrance is beautiful for summer. It's so good. It's very, very creamy as well, but this one has way more of that yellow floral scent. This has citruses in it. The base has vanilla and coconut, but you definitely get the ylang ylang in here. But I have noticed that in other fragrances, ylang ylang can get a little annoying to me. Here is just so smooth. It's creamy. It smells almost like candy. It's very sweet and it's just beautiful for summertime because the florals just literally smell like flowers that you will smell like on an island next close to the beach. Very like tropical florals. I really like this fragrance. It's beautiful. It's like delicate. I for some reason that's coming to my mind. It's very feminine and soft and tropical, smooth, a little powdery, and very, very unique. Very unique, very beautiful. The longevity of this one is great. It performs amazing on me, and for summertime, it's just perfection. MAC Turquoise. This is definitely one that is on my top for life fragrances. I have had so many bottles of MAC Turquoise. I've raved to you guys about MAC Turquoise over and over and over. When I lived in Miami, I worked in property management. And I used to wear this fragrance a lot because I was living in Miami. It was hot. And the amount of times that I got asked what I was wearing, because I did have a lot of contact at that job with people. My job was pretty much showing office space all day long. So I would be meeting new people. I would be walking with them. I would be walking outside to different buildings inside. So I feel like it's a more higher chance to get complimented that way or for someone to notice because you're constantly meeting new people and talking to people. So my boss at the time, my coworker and my boss, they both gave me money and they were like, whenever you go to MAC, bring us back a bottle of that perfume. So that's how, I guess, how much it kind of stands out on me. So that is why I did go through so many bottles of this fragrance. If Disney princesses had perfumes, this would be Ariel's perfume. This would be Little Mermaid perfume. It's mermaid in a bottle. It is, I love. It is super duper aquatic to me. This to me is kind of like in that scent category of like, for example, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. But I would choose this one a million times over Light Blue. But they have like that refreshing, a little citrusy, aquatic type of scent to them. And this falls in that category, but to me, it's the most unique that I've smelled in that category. So this time around, I did pick up the huge bottle of this one. So I always picked up the little bottle of it, and I feel like that bottle is a little ugly compared to this one. This bottle is so beautiful to me. From the green ombre to like the turquoise color, it's just perfection. I love it. I'm so happy I got it. It will last me longer because I do go through this fragrance quite quickly. It's one of the ones that I reach for, especially during summertime. I'll just reach for this on a casual day. I'll go out with it. I will wear this anywhere. It's just summer goddess in like a very unique way. I don't feel like you will smell like everyone else. Like if everyone is going towards the beachy replica beach walk, Tom Ford Soleil Blanc, she's like kind of in her own corner. It's unique. It's very, very aquatic. So that is MAC Turquoise. I recommend this one so, so much. Next up, we have a fragrance from Addict, and this is called Eat the Peach. I just mixed it up because this does come in two phases. So you have like an oil phase and then a regular phase, and this fragrance does not have alcohol. So you can spray this all over your hair, your skin, your clothes. It's not going to mess anything up. It does look like it's very oily, but it just feels very refreshing. I'm a peach girl. This is like the most refreshing, juiciest peach. Sometimes peach can be a little weird. You do have to be careful with peach. It is one of my favorite notes, but I don't like it in everything. So it's like a real peach, but then there's like this aquatic, juicy, refreshing touch to it. So it's perfect for hot weather. And it is perfect for those people who are looking for a house that doesn't have any alcohol, that is safe for your skin. It is a good house to check out. It is Addict Perfumes, and this one's called Eat the Peach. So the performance is really nice as well. It's not super duper long lasting. I can definitely smell it while I'm wearing it, and I really, really love this one. Last but certainly not least, and I have talked so much in this video, oh my god, it's gonna be so much to edit, but that's what I get for picking like 30 million perfumes for my tray. Next tray is going to be smaller. So this last fragrance is by Gucci, and this is Gucci Flora Gorgeous Magnolia, which you guys know I fell in love with after getting a travel size bottle of this. This is Magnolia because I definitely pick up on Magnolia. I have learned to pick it out because I do have other fragrances with Magnolia that I really love. So I can tell it's a Magnolia perfume, but the opening of this fragrance is what gets me every time. It has dewberry and coconut in the opening, and it just adds this very juicy couture like opening to a Gucci fragrance. So it has a Viva La Juicy almost type of opening, but in a more grown, elevated scent DNA, because it does have like that sweet juicy berry scent that Viva La Juicy has, but then you have a little bit of patchouli in here, magnolia. It is a little more floral. So good. I love this one. I still love it. The longevity is great. I feel like it's the perfect like classy floral, if you're looking for like a more floral fragrance without it being sharp or too strong or screechy. This is really, really nice. I prefer this one over the Gorgeous Gardenia, which I really liked, but I preferred my Viva La Juicy perfume. So I decluttered that one. And the Gorgeous Jasmine was a no. I went to the store, I sprayed that on me thinking that I was going to like it. I'm not sure why. And it gave me a headache. It smelled straight up like jasmine, like soap. A headache wrapped up in a bottle. I cannot do that one. But this one is beautiful. I love it. So dewberry, the patchouli is not too dirty or strong. It's definitely there, but it's not too strong or dirty. Like it does not put me off. And the coconut just kind of smooths everything out and turns it a little creamy. So good. Definitely recommend this one. So finally, that brings me to the end of my video. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I appreciate you so much. Comment a purple heart because I am feeling a little purple today. If you are interested in the makeup I did film for my shorts and reels on Instagram and TikToks, I will be putting all of the makeup process and products and everything in those videos, so look out for that. Thank you so much for being here with me. Again, I appreciate you, especially those who make it to the end with me. It means a lot to me. Thank you. With that said, if you enjoyed today's video, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video.